Right now, protests at UW-Madison over a controversial guest set to speak on campus tonight. We're live at the scene.
Also, an update to an explosion at an Oregon duplex. We hear from a woman who says she was inside the building when it happened.
And later, an independent investigation into the Vilas Zoo over discrimination in a hostile work environment comes to a close. What Dane County officials say it found. Welcome to News 3 Now at 6. We begin with protests on the UW campus as a conservative commenter is scheduled to speak on campus in about 30 minutes. Overnight, multiple landmarks across campus were vandalized with graffiti. Speaker
Matt Walsh will be here for a screening of his film, What is a Woman? The film has been criticized for being transphobic. Walsh, who's being hosted by Young America's Foundation, has been screening the film at multiple college campuses across America. And that's created protests at multiple universities, and that now includes UW-Madison. Let's go to Armand Rahman, who is live at that protest tonight. Armand?
Yeah, right now speakers are sharing stories and thoughts because they tell me that they feel neglected by UW campus for allowing Matt Walsh to come here with many of views that some would find controversial. Now, Walsh describes himself as a, quote, theocratic fascist with controversial views on the trans community, and last month he joined the Twitter account Libs of TikTok in targeting the UW Health Gender Services program. Tonight, students and community members accuse the speaker of being transphobic.
They were very hurt. They were hurt by campus. They were hurt that because campus is supposed to be a safe space for students.
At one point, a different group of protesters with anti-abortion signs gathered across the street from Memorial Union and began reading Bible verse over a loudspeaker. This spurred the anti-Walsh crowd to cross over, causing the other group to move to a different part of Library Mall where they are right now. And throughout the night, UW police officers, as well as some MPD officers and members of UW's protest response team have been here on scene throughout the night. For now, live in Madison, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
Armand, thank you. Let's get a check of your certified most accurate forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
I hope you enjoyed today's weather because showers are on the way. It'll be followed by cooler weather for tomorrow. As we start out by taking a look at visible cloud track, we had a little sunshine this morning, but then the clouds spread in. But so far, not a lot of rain across southern Wisconsin. It has just been moving into areas west of Madison. You can see on Doppler track that rain is pretty widespread across Minnesota, or at least southeastern Minnesota, through much of central and eastern Iowa. We'll zoom into high-resolution radar, and you can see here in southern Wisconsin a band of heavier showers passing through Richland Center, heading up toward Baraboo and Wisconsin Dells, but mainly light rain behind that. And the rest of southern Wisconsin, while we're not seeing rain now, you can see as time goes on, those showers are going to overspread all of southern Wisconsin, so expect some wet weather overnight. Low temperatures this morning, these are actually above what our high temperatures are this time of year. 62 in Madison, 65 in Lone Rock, 63 in Janesville. Current temperatures are in the mid-60s to the lower 70s. Madison still at 71, Janesville at 73. The temperatures are cooling off out to the west. So far, the cool weather has not reached Dane County right now. 71 right now in Belleville, 71 in Madison, and 71 in Sun Prairie. Look for mostly cloudy skies with showers overspreading much of southern Wisconsin this evening. Temperature is dropping only to the upper 60s by 10 p.m. Once the cold front comes through, we'll see cooler weather start to arrive overnight. I'll have more information on how cool it'll get and how much rain will fall in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. More local news now. Damage estimates are in for last week's duplex explosion in Oregon.
And today we are also hearing more from families directly affected by the blast. Andrew Banstra has the story.
A gas-related explosion rocked an Oregon duplex last week, and their community is rallying to help. The Oregon Fire Department tells me damages are estimated to be between $1.5 and $2 million. This afternoon, I spoke with Elaine Schmitz, who was inside the home during the explosion. Her family has been displaced and are currently living with her sister.
Elaine Schmitz was home with her sick daughter next door to the duplex that exploded in Oregon last week.
I heard the noise and then the rumble. Wasn't sure what was happening, but I knew it wasn't good. And so my urgency was to get my daughter out of the house because I knew it was something that was really close.
The building and most of their belongings, including their clothes, have been deemed a complete loss.
We don't currently have anything set in stone to where we're going to live and what we're going to do going forward. We're still kind of processing it all.
As horrific as it was, she's just happy that her and her family are alive.
There are some things in that house that we can't replace and we can't put a dollar amount on it, and that's really unfortunate, but my husband and I are, grateful that you know, with me and my daughter being in the building when it happened and in our place when it happened, that, you know, it could have been a lot worse.
And according to the fire department, it really could have been much worse.
The outcome of this could have been a lot greater than, yes, property can be replaced, buildings can be replaced, but life can't. And overall, I think, you know, thank God he was looking out for us that day.
Moving forward is a puzzling stage. What do you even do next?
There's that struggle with, you know, getting everything organized and being grateful that people want to give us all sorts of things, you know, from beds to bringing meals the first night that it happened and bringing stuff for the kids so that they had stuffies that they lost.
Elaine and her husband Luke repeated their eternal gratitude to their family, community, fire department, and friends.
Even the kids that my kids go to school with, bringing their books and their stuffed animals and their blankets and wanting my kids to have that is just amazing.
A GoFundMe has been set up for the family. It's already cracked $10,000. And as they try to move forward, their community is right there with them.
Andrew, thank you. Fitchburg police still searching for a suspect believed to be responsible for a rollover crash and shots fired incident earlier today. Both happened about a block away from each other in a neighborhood off Fish Hatchery Road. Police previously told us the suspect ran into a nearby home after the crash, but law enforcement didn't find anyone inside. The suspect reportedly had ties to that residence. No one was injured in the shooting or the crash. Anyone with information about the incident is asked to call Fitchburg police.
The Darrell Brooks trial entering a new phase after the defense rested today. This morning, Brooks had a chance to call his last witness to testify, but his mother didn't show up. Judge Jennifer Doro then asked if Brooks wanted to testify, but he did not answer her. The judge then declared the defense had rested. That's when Brooks, who had been moved to another courtroom again, lashed out at the judge.
Mr. Brooks, do you have any requests as it relates to the jury instructions?
I can hear what you're saying. I can hear what you're saying.
You just told me you didn't. So which one is it?
I got the headphones on. You can't see that?
What are your requests as it relates? What are your requests as it relates to the jury instructions, sir?
Judge Doro says after jury instructions, she hopes to get to closing arguments for state and defense tomorrow afternoon and hand the case to the jury.
The two men accused of shooting and killing a man outside the Dane County Jail earlier this year will go to trial next summer. Amon Galtney and Damone Cummins are charged in the death of Dwayne Collins Jr. Not guilty pleas were entered for both men in May. Online court records show that jury selection is scheduled for June 20th of next year. The trial will start on June 21st, scheduled to run through June 23rd. Galtney and Cummins are accused of shooting Collins multiple times March 29th as he left the jail following a court appearance earlier in the day. Collins was pronounced dead at a local hospital about a half hour after the shooting. Galtney's charged with first-degree intentional homicide as party to a crime and attempting to operate a vehicle to flee or elude an officer. Cummins is charged with first-degree intentional homicide, possession of more than 3 to 10 grams of heroin with intent to distribute and illegally selling, possessing, using, or transporting machine guns.
Authorities have identified the 6 people who died in an apartment fire in Heartland. There were 2 adults and 4 children. All 6 lived together in one apartment of the 4-unit building in Heartland. The adults were Connor and Jessica McKissick. The children were identified as a 14-year-old girl and a 12-year-old girl and 2 3-year-old boys. The cause of Friday's fire has not been determined. Heartland Police Chief Torrin Misko says authorities were conducting an active criminal investigation. A total of 10 people were displaced by this fire. A second investigation into the Henry Vilas Zoo found no evidence of discrimination or a hostile work environment.
A retired Dane County judge did the work after a county-led internal investigation that was sparked by a State Journal report that quoted past employees' claims of racism and discrimination. Naomi Cole shares what the report did suggest. Naomi?
The second report found no evidence based on the legal standards for discrimination and hostile work environments, but it did include 10 recommendations to improve the zoo. The county board approved the independent probe back in June with a $50,000 contract, although the final cost is waiting on the judge's invoice. I talked with board chair Patrick Miles, who says the second outside investigation was crucial, even after the county's internal review.
I think given the very public statements that were made about the zoo, having an outside party look at this situation was well worth gaining and maintaining the public's trust.
Miles says some of the 10 recommendations are already part of the changes in progress at the zoo. Others have been introduced as budget amendments that will address animal welfare concerns for the next budget cycle.
Naomi, thank you. Coming up at 6, multiple dry shampoo brands are being recalled. What you need to know.
Plus, COVID cases dropping again in the U.S., but we could see a winter surge. What health experts are worried about. That's just ahead.
Defund the police radical Mandela Barnes isn't just dangerously wrong on crime. Barnes supported raising Wisconsin's gas tax nearly 30%, while we already pay some of the highest gas taxes in the country. Barnes wants to stop all oil and gas production in America, killing jobs and making prices skyrocket. And while Barnes didn't pay his own taxes, he pushed a $1 billion tax increase on Wisconsin families. We can't afford radical Mandela Barnes. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Keith Urban, the Speed of Now World Tour. The must-see show of 2022. November 3rd at Veterans Memorial Coliseum at the Alliant Energy Center with Tyler Hubbard. And special guest Ingrid Andress. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Keith Urban, the Speed of Now World Tour.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal, come have a taste of Wisconsin.
America's Dairyland, as in real dairy.
It gives Culver's fresh frozen custard its famous rich and creamy flavor.
Like really rich.
So rich.
Rich and creamy.
And our cook-to-order Butterburgers?
They're topped with, you guessed it,
Wisconsin cheese.
But it's the smiles we put on your face with every meal made just for you.
That really makes our hearts melt.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
When I heard from my doctor, it was my worst nightmare. My baby's diagnosis was dismal, a severe abnormality, and my husband and I decided to have an abortion so our daughter wouldn't suffer. Tim Michaels thinks that decision should have been his, not ours. He wants to criminalize abortion, and if he's elected, women will lose the freedom to decide what's best for them. Tim Michaels is just way too radical for Wisconsin.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. While the Omicron subvariant BA.5 remains the current cause of reported cases of COVID right now, new variants are continuing to spread. The new variants are offshoots of Omicron. So health experts say the updated booster will provide enough protection against them. However, many antibody treatments are based on some of the original strains of coronavirus.
So if you're someone who counts on getting an antibody treatment, that's probably not going to be as effective against these new strains for that reason.
While the new variants are slightly different, these new Omicron offshoots have evolved to share many of the same mutations. Some experts believe that means we've entered a new phase that will see circulation of several variants at the same time.
If you have dry shampoo, you might need to throw it out. A number of brands, including Dove, Nexus, Suave, TG, and Tresemme, have been recalled because of potentially elevated levels of a chemical called benzene, which can cause cancer. Now, to be clear, based on an independent health hazard evaluation, even daily exposure to benzene in these recalled products at the levels detected in testing would not be expected to cause adverse health issues. Unilever is recalling the products out of an abundance of caution. You can find a complete list of what is being recalled on the FDA's website.
Well, still ahead, U.S. test scores are heading in the wrong direction. What officials say is partially to blame.
Plus, with the election only a couple of weeks away, educators from across the state look to raise awareness on the importance of voting.
And the fall weather returns for the week. Gary's back with your complete forecast after a short break.
Did you know Tim Michaels encourages violence from his supporters?
People should just be ready to get out in the streets with pitchforks and torches.
He's extremely divisive.
I don't care who I offend.
Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as governor?
They tell me you want in. Are you sure that's what you want? To be a part of this family? Because when you're in it, it's for life. There's no turning back. Do you understand?
It's Steinhaffel's Employee Family Price Sale, our biggest discount of the year. You pay what we pay. Save 40% store-wide and take advantage of Steinhaffel's special financing. During our Employee Family Price Sale, you're always family.
It's my grandma's chicken palm. I hope it's enough for the family.
Get started on your next project with 11% off everything at Menards. Create your dream bathroom with Sterling bathroom products that fit your style and budget, like this Sterling Ensemble Shower. Its durable high-gloss finish provides lasting beauty. All Sterling products are 11% off. Finish the update with a Brown bath fan. Choose from our great selection and find the perfect fit and style for your bathroom. Get 11% off. Brown bath fans now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Dupixent helps you do more with less asthma and can help you breathe better in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent is an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that's not for sudden breathing problems. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Ask your specialist about Dupixent.
You heard the Jingle Man, Wisconsin. That means it's time to get a versatile, rugged, athletic SUV that makes you feel like you just won a title. Again. Honda was just crowned KBB.com's best value brand for the 7th year in a row. So get up and go to your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin. Bring it home, Songbird.
Get up and go!
Tim Michael's company has been sued numerous times for sexual assault and harassment. Women said they were groped and pressured to have sex with their bosses. Those who spoke out were fired. Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as governor?
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. With the election just a couple weeks away now, educators from around Wisconsin are gathering at the state capitol tonight.
McKenna Alexander joins us live from downtown to share why they are rallying together. McKenna?
Yeah, administrators, teachers, and students all just recently finished up their Unity in the Community rally. It was an effort to push people toward the polls this midterm to bring change to Wisconsin's election system. Now, the rally focused on fairly funded public education, with attendees stressing just how critical it is that people continue electing politicians that support positive futures for Wisconsin students. Now, part of tonight's rally included speakers, during which we heard from local teachers, administrators, and students, as well as those from as far away as Osceola. Now, coming up tonight at 10, I'll share what they have to say and why they say voting in the midterms is so critical for the future of Wisconsin's education.
U.S. reading and math scores are heading in the wrong direction. According to the National Assessment of Educational Progress, the average math score for 4th graders was 5 points lower than it was in 2019. 8th graders saw their math grades drop 8 points in that same time frame. Reading scores also dropped for both 4th and 8th graders. Officials say the COVID-19 pandemic played a factor in these decreases. The findings were based on tests given during the first 3 months of this year.
Right now, southern Wisconsin preparing for Halloween festivities this week, including trick-or-treating dates and times. Here in Madison, the Downtown Family Halloween event scheduled for this Wednesday, the 26th, is 3 to 6. There'll be a special kids event in the Rotunda, hay rides around Capitol Square, and much more. And then on October 29th and 30th, Monroe Street businesses will be open for trick-or-treaters. Downtown Middleton's Spooky Stroll is back this year as well. That's October 28th from 1 to 3 in the afternoon. Participating businesses will pass out candy to trick-or-treaters there. For a list of trick-or-treating hours at events all across southern Wisconsin, go to channel3000.com. Another sign fall is here. The Sunburst chairs at the Memorial Union packed away until next spring. They've been out on the terrace since mid-April. The union will continue to provide nonprofit experiences through the winter season, including free film showings, live music, and art activities. Well, we hope you enjoyed that warmer weather over the weekend and today as well. We probably won't see them, I don't know, Gary, maybe spring?
Yeah, I think spring. Most likely the next time we'll see temperatures in the 70s. Can't rule it out in November, but it's very unlikely. High-resolution Doppler radar right now shows rain overspreading the western third of our viewing area from just north of Platteville over toward toward around Highland and up toward Richland Center. Everything moving to the north-northeast, so the eastern progression is a little bit slower, but eventually that rain will overspread all of southern Wisconsin. You can see it extends back into parts of Iowa and Missouri, so everything lifting to the north-northeast, and 6-hour future track radar shows that rain just overspreading most of southern Wisconsin. So expect a decent soaking of rain. At least we won't see the snow out to the west heading in our direction. Shouldn't be that cold, but rainfall definitely is needed. We've been dry for a while. Future track precipitation shows about a 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of rain through much of southern Wisconsin. A few places, especially east and southeast of Madison, maybe around 1 inch of rain, maybe some 2-inch amounts south of Chicago. And that's good news because the U.S. Drought Monitor from last week shows that we have a lot of abnormally dry conditions, the areas in yellow, and then moderate drought and even some severe drought around the Twin Cities. So the rain, like I say, very much needed. So 3 things you need to know. Showers are likely tonight, tomorrow, and probably tomorrow night before they come to an end. Cooler temperatures return. That just brings us back to normal. Highs mid to upper 50s for most of the week. And then dry weather from Wednesday through Sunday with the next chance of showers around Halloween, but even that's pretty slim. Right now you can see the rain spreading in. The upper level winds from the south and southwest, finally enough of a configuration to get some moisture off the Gulf of Mexico and start bringing that rain in our direction. On the backside of the system, temperatures cold enough for some snow through the Dakotas. Not a big snow there, but a sign that we are getting into fall. This is late October. First cold front just out to the west. You can see the wind shift from the south and southeast to the west behind that front, and notice the difference in temperatures. On our side of the front, upper 60s, lower 70s. Behind the front, 50s and 40s. That's a sign of things to come for tomorrow. Compared to 24 hours ago, those temperatures dropping 20 to almost 30 degrees through much of Minnesota, Iowa, and western Wisconsin. So get used to it. It's coming in our direction. For tonight, cloudy skies, showers, cooler, low temperature 54, still above normal for this time of year, but tomorrow's high of 55 will be early in the day. We'll see those showers continuing, and temperatures will actually fall off into the lower 50s by late in the afternoon. Planning your day beginning this evening, the rain overspreading southern Wisconsin. Temperatures still mild through 9 o'clock here in Madison. Notice the front out to the west. Notice the drop-off in temperatures behind the front. Midnight, the front about through the Madison area, still 68 here, but notice 50s out to the west. Then a little bit of a break overnight as the front passes through. Temperatures drop into the 50s, and then eventually in the mid-50s by early tomorrow morning. Another round of showers coming in from the south as we head into tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. Areas west of Madison, west of Dane County may stay dry or at least see just a couple of scattered showers, but the rain continuing as temperatures drop off into the upper 40s by late tomorrow afternoon and continue into tomorrow evening before coming to an end. Again, the rainfall amounts about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch of rain through much of southern Wisconsin. This is through Wednesday morning. After that, dry weather Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, highs mid to upper 50s. Slight chance for a shower Sunday night, slight chance for a shower on Halloween, better chances for rain, and then cooler weather toward the end of next week.
And coming up in sports, John Torchio is getting honored for his stand-up performance over the weekend, which helped Badgers win on homecoming. We got more details on the way.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
It was Halloween. My daughter stopped at 3 homes, her girlfriend's house, her teacher's house, and the man that murdered her. He molested her and he put her in a garbage bag. He was going to be released in 2018. Josh called. He was not there for me at all. You want some help to find out what's going on, and he doesn't help. He don't care about the victims. I know Eric Toney does. Eric Toney helped keep that man that murdered my daughter from being released. Eric Toney's always been there for me, and that's the kind of attorney general we need.
This is the house that Angels built. Attic Angels Senior Living Community is built on a foundation of authentic, local care. A framework for living well. Windows to take in the beautiful future. And is crowned by the pride that one's home is one's castle. This is the house that Angels built. Attic Angel Community. Independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living. Built with the help of angels.
A new Chevy is the smart way to hit the open road. The smart way to road trip and seek new adventures. Go a little farther in a new Chevy. Find new get up and go, find new roads. Well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% financing or get $1,200 cash allowance on all 2022 Equinox models. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Keep bragging about your buck after the hunt with wild game processing from Johnson's Sausage Shop in Ryle, Wisconsin. Friends enjoy a hunting story more over a jalapeno cheddar stick. Johnson's Sausage Shop accepts wild game 7 days a week. First bucks in are the first brats out.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
All units, all units. Reports of an abortion at Central Hospital. Officers needed to detain doctor.
If Ron Johnson has his way, he wouldn't just ban abortions. Doctors could go to jail for it. And Johnson's tried for over a decade. He even co-sponsored a bill with no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the woman. And said if women don't like an abortion ban, they can just move. But it's Ron Johnson who doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
Can't make it to the polls on Election Day? You still have a chance to vote early.
In-person absentee voting starts tomorrow. We'll tell you everything you need to know before you go.
Plus, we're getting ready for more raindrops and yet another shot of cold. That's tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
John Torchio has been knocking at the door since the first game of the season, and now he's being rewarded after 2 interceptions on Saturday, one being a pick 6. The jewelry thief is named the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week. His second pick 6 of the season came early first quarter to give the Badgers a 2-score lead just a few minutes in. With 2 interceptions on Saturday, he now leads the team with 5. Torchio also reported a team-high 10 tackles in the Badgers' win. This marks his first career Player of the Week award. Things are just not going the Packers' way, especially on offense. And what ended up being the Packers' 3rd straight loss, Aaron Rodgers and company managed just 47 plays, went 0 for 6 on 3rd down conversions, only rushed for 38 yards, and that's not even touching on the injuries. Rodgers still with a bad thumb. Alan Lazard went down with a shoulder injury, adding to the depleted core, while the O-line needed a last-minute reshuffle because David Bakhtiari didn't play. Overall, a very frustrating situation on that side of the ball.
We're looking at it, I promise you, very, very closely in terms of how we think we can move the football, because I don't think anybody wants to be where we're at right now from an offensive standpoint. And in order to get more plays, we have to do a better job being more manageable 3rd downs and convert when those opportunities are there.
Yesterday, Wisconsin men's basketball held their annual secret scrimmage with Northern Iowa. The only details Greg Gard released from it, the Badgers never trailed, and he played 12 guys. Once the regular season starts, he'll obviously tighten up his rotation. Right now, Gard is trying to figure out what he has, and this year with all the new faces, it might be a number of combinations that see the floor.
You know, obviously we have 3 really, really good players that are proven. And then the rest, we've seen guys kind of take hold and step forward. But I think it's also going to be one of those teams where it could be different guys in that 8, 9, 10 spot each night. And to use the depth of this team and I think kind of the balance of this team in different ways.
After beating both Michigan squads this weekend, the Badger volleyball team has its toughest test of the season in just 2 days when the newly ranked #1 Nebraska Cornhuskers come to the Fieldhouse for a rematch of the national championship. In the latest AVCA polls, Nebraska takes over the top spot while Wisconsin still sits at #5. The match is set for Wednesday night with first serve at 8.
All right, that's a big one. John Cook, former Badger coach, back in town. We're all out of time tonight, folks, for News 3 now at 6.
Have a great evening, and we will see you back here at 10.